What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, I have this tutorial for you, Joey Badass Survival Tactics. So let's start with the intro. You know. You feel me? That's how it goes. So as you can see, I have all of this display going on right here. So I may not have to say too much. For the guys that are quicker on it, you guys can probably use that clip anyway to learn it. But let's go. So it starts with A. You see those three notes, right? In the right hand, and then you play, F sharp, D flat, and A flat. So no, actually it's just B. It's just B and C sharp, or D flat as it says there. So, right, and then you go for this. So here's this. So it goes like this, right? So then we go, right? So for here now it's D, A, D, A, and these two right here. So D and F sharp. So you play these two together, right? You sustain pedal to hit the other two. So so it's like this from the beginning. Right? Then you go. So now it goes again. Same thing as the first, as the second one. So A, D flat, E, and C sharp. So this right here. So sometimes there can be like a quiet E right there, but it doesn't have to be played. Then what comes after that is E, B, right? Which transitions to, A flat and this F sharp. So, and you leave that B. So let's start over. Start with this. No. Then, right? Alright, so if we start from the beginning, it's like this. Then, right? This is where we are now. So now we move up. These two notes go up a tone. So you go from, F sharp and B to G sharp and C sharp, while you keep this bottom note. So it's right, and then we move on to the next chord. I'll tell you the theory after all of this, right? So now it goes to B. That's the only note in the hand right now when you're playing that. And so in the left hand you play C sharp, F. So going from here, it's, you feel me? So let's start from beginning. So now the next part is, it's almost the same thing. So now what you're doing here, you just go to another octave. and you keep what you're doing in the left hand. So, you know. So when you go here, that's when you finally add a different note. So, right. Then now here something changes. Right? It's the same chord here, but at the top it's E and D and B. Right? And you sustain that, all of those notes. Then you come up to here, you play a E, a B, and an F sharp. So, right? So what do we have so far? We have yes, and then you go back to what we're doing before. So that's essentially the intro, right? So let's move on to the rest of the song pretty much. Okay, so actually pretty much the rest of the song is not that much different from the intro, to be honest. It's the same exact chords. There's only slight variation. So it's then we go. So that's A, E, B, and so A, E, B, then C sharp. So you know, then we have something else. So that is, you know, G flat, A flat, B, and then you go again. And it's the same chord as before. You can add a B at the top if your right hand can, you know, or if you want to play it from the thumb in the other hand. And then you move back to, you know. So it's the same thing. So essentially, it pretty much sounds like this. You know. Alright, so let's talk about the theory now. Okay, so in terms of the key, we're actually in F sharp minor, right? So these are the notes. Alright? F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp. Alright? So that's very important to know because that's where you're going to form the chords. How do you form a chord? From any one of these notes in the scale, you take a note, for example, F sharp, and you skip every other note in the scale. So if it's F sharp, skip G sharp, go to A, skip B, go to C sharp. That's how you end up with that F sharp that they'll be using, that F sharp minor. So let's go to the D chord that they use. That was formed by skipping the notes as well. It's called a triad. So then we go to A, right, which is the same thing, major chord. So now here, this is called a half diminish, right? I mean, it can also be called a minor 7 sharp 11 as it says. Same thing. A fully diminished would have a F, which isn't in the natural minor scale. Remember, the scale is F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D, E. Not in this case. Okay, so right. So this is a transition chord. So you go into the C sharp now. Right? And this is a catch-22 because now you're saying C sharp major has the F in it, well, this is what you call an accidental. We're using it just to transition to another chord. So we're technically using something out of the scale. We're temporarily breaking the rules because of how good it works as a transition. Usually, if you don't want to break the rules, you just play a minor chord. You know, if you want to just straight up follow the rules, it would sound like this. You know, which is a completely different sound, you know, than so now let's transition to how did they make the chorus not sound so bland? Like how did we get, you know, all of that stuff. Right? All that stuff. Essentially, you have what you call chord extensions, right? So we started with the triad, skipping every other note in the scale, right? Well, if you keep going, it's called a triad because there's 3 notes, but if you keep going and adding notes, you know, that's a chord that you call F sharp minor 9th, and you can keep going. But you don't have to go that far. So this is the chord that we use, F minor 9 in this, you know. So that's the only thing. That's why you need to know the scale. So it's the same thing with this D, right? Same thing, you just skip every other note in the scale to get your chords. So now we can use this. You know, now that you know how to foster a chord progression based on the scale that we're in. So now we've learned the Joey Badass song, but now we can make other chord progressions from the F minor scale, right? So it can be we can do something else. So now the possibilities are endless. But yeah, that's it, guys. Remember to like, share, subscribe. That's it, guys. I'm out.